My name is John Lux, and I'm the Executive Director of Film Florida. For those that aren't familiar with the organization, Film Florida is a statewide not-for-profit entertainment production trade association run by volunteer members of the industry. The organization provides a leadership role in Florida's film, television, production, and digital media production industry by representing a coalition of interests, including private industry, local film commissions, industry associations, Florida-based film festivals, educational institutions, students, and labor organizations. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person, but I wanted to send this video and answer a few questions that have been submitted to me in advance. So the first question is, what recommendations do you have for filmmakers considering shooting scenes in Florida? Well, my first recommendation is don't just shoot scenes in Florida, shoot your entire project in Florida. Florida has a tremendous array of diverse locations throughout the entire state, from Northwest Florida all the way down to Southeast Florida and everywhere in between. So don't just think of Florida for beaches and sand and palm trees. The locations are very diverse that you'll be able to find just about anything you need here in the state. So don't just think of it as a location-based state. Think of it for your entire project. Beyond that, my first recommendation is contact your local film commissioner. If you don't know where the film commission is in a specific jurisdiction, look it up online. You can go to the state film office website, which is the government side of the industry, which is filminflorida.com. You can find out all the information about local film commissions on their website. But definitely reach out to the local film commission. That's the best way to begin the process of filming in a location. And then the next most important thing is don't cut corners with permitting and safety. Unfortunately, too many people think they can kind of skirt the system if they have a small crew or they're only filming a little bit and they don't get the proper permitting, and that just sets you up for negativity in terms of the location, where the people you're going to be around, and just kind of the area in general. And then obviously they're going to help with safety if you're getting the proper permits. You never want to take any chances on somebody's safety, so always make sure you're going through the film commission so you can make sure that your production is going to stay safe and healthy for everybody. The next question is tips for working around weather conditions, tourists, hurricane season, those type of things here in Florida. First thing, weather is a tremendous advantage that we have here in Florida, but it also can be challenging. Pay attention to the weather forecast. A lot of times rainstorms come up in the afternoon, so maybe move your entire production into the morning as best as you can. Earlier call times maybe, and maybe plan on being done by 2 or 3 in the afternoon. That way you're avoiding some of those afternoon thunderstorms. Also, the other thing is, if you wake up in the morning, a lot of times you'll notice here in Florida, there are very few clouds, and which obviously makes for a much better production environment as opposed to the afternoon where things get a little bit more cloudy. Even if rain isn't in those clouds, some of the clouds can be problematic. As far as tourists go, I always recommend that people communicate with those that are out on the streets. You know, people are a lot more inclined to want to help out and participate even in the filming if they know what it is. But you know, if it's a combative relationship, then people aren't going to be as helpful, and they're not going to want to assist you in ways that you need. And then the last thing, obviously, is always have a backup plan during hurricane season. You know, the good thing about hurricane season is that they don't really, you know, pop up out of nowhere. They're forecast pretty far in advance, so you can make some adjustments to your schedule. The other thing is, in a lot of cases, they come in and out in a 24-hour period. So you may lose a day, you know, and hopefully it's not a severe hurricane or tropical storm that does a lot of damage and that really, you know, wreaks havoc with the schedule. But if it's kind of a run-of-the-mill one that is just kind of in and out, and you know, you get back to normal within a day or two, you know in advance, you can plan accordingly, and then hopefully right after the storm, if there's not much damage, you can get right back into your schedule. So, but you know, it all is about planning, and so making sure you're staying on top of those weather apps. Next question is there a checklist or a timeline of state requirements and the approximate time required for approval for each necessary permit? Well, no. Unfortunately, there is no kind of standard in terms of permitting. A lot of the permitting is done by the county level, and there are 67 counties here in Florida, which means there are, in some cases, 67 different ways of doing permitting. As much as everybody wants to give the best possible service, sometimes, some places are a little bit better. And so my suggestion is to reach out early. Even if you may not need a permit from a specific location, call the local film commission. Give them a heads up about what you're doing. Make sure you're not stepping in anything. They're more inclined, if you do have a fire drill later on in your production, to help you out if you've been organized, if you've been upfront, professional, communicative, as opposed to just springing it on them last minute where they don't know who you are, you don't know who they are, and all of a sudden you're out there making demands for fast turnarounds. So make sure you communicate early and make sure that they're in the loop. Next question is for filmmakers. What's the best way to contact and acquire actors or actresses and extras and or a well-known entertainer for a movie or film? Well, the best thing to do, first of all, is make sure you're in contact with a reputable talent agent. Don't skimp on somebody's friend who does talent agency on the side. Make sure you have a real talent agent that is going to take care of their talent and also take care of you. In terms of using A or B list actors or actresses, look, if we all knew how to do that, we would all have them in all of our projects. So it isn't as easy as just saying, hey, I want this person or that person and getting them. But in terms of being able to maybe make some progress there, use social media to try and reach out to some of them. A lot of actors and actresses are active on social media and they may engage. Obviously, don't stalk them. Don't be obnoxious about it. Be professional. Sometimes you might get lucky. Sometimes you might find a break in their schedule and they're more willing to look at different types of scripts. So don't rule things out from the very beginning, but also be professional about it and make sure when you do reach out that you're respectful. So I hope I was able to answer a few questions for you. I'm always available. If anybody has any additional questions, you can find our email address or our phone number on our website. And obviously, for more information about Film Florida, go to filmflorida.org or visit our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or LinkedIn. We just launched season 5 of the Film Florida podcast. So make sure you're subscribed on either Apple, Google, Stitcher, or the iHeartRadio app. If you're not already a member of Film Florida, we would highly encourage you to join the organization. We have different membership levels from students to individual industry professionals to corporations. The organization is working every single day to grow and strengthen the industry here in Florida, which helps everybody working in the industry. So we hope that you will support our efforts, knowing that we are trying to help you in your career. So thanks again for having me, and I hope you have a great rest of the film festival.